Hello and welcome to TV9 News. I am your host and host Abhijit Singh Bhamra with my friend Atishay. Well, Atishay, one has to say that at stumps on day 3, it was only about India.
Well, spot on, Abhijit. India is dominating the game, having finished the day on a high, even though Cameron Green and Patrick Cummins stuck around for the last 45 minutes or 1 hour of the game's play. But make no mistake, Abhijit, if India is able to lose this game by any chance, it is going to be, they will have no one else to blame rather than themselves.
Well, no one is thinking about losing right now, Atishay, because India is not only in the driver's seat, but they have got Australia on the mat. Well, to just summarize the scorecard for our viewers, India started off the day, but the day didn't start that well, Atishay. Well, we lost the last 5 wickets. The tail once again failed to wag for just 39 runs. India did register a lead of 131 runs, Atishay, but this lead could have been 180, 190 and who knows, 200, wasn't it?
Well, indeed, Abhijit, India's tail didn't wag, but most importantly, they did what they are picked for in the side in the first place. Because the way the bowlers came out after having the lead put on by the efforts of Ravindra Jadeja and Ajinkya Rahane, it started all by Umesh Yadav, who once again removed out of sorts Joe Burns cheaply, and then it was Jasprit Bumrah who bowled tirelessly, attacked the stumps, attacked the body of the batsman and made sure he made batsmen uncomfortable at the wicket.
Atishay, one thing which was heartening for me to see was how Jasprit Bumrah and of course the Siraj and the other pacers were hitting Australian batsmen on their bodies. We have seen how the Australian bowlers Brett Lee, Glenn McGrath used to hurt Indian batsmen during their playing day, and this is just giving them back, isn't it, in their own style.
Giving them the taste of their own medicine, if I'm not wrong, Abhijit.
Absolutely, yes,
and
Atishay.
It was an amazing performance by the Indian bowlers, and it was so heartening to see someone like Siraj on his debut. He was making batsmen, he was asking questions out of the batsmen, and even not to forget the efforts of the spinners, Abhijit.
Yes.
Ravindra Jadeja took two wickets and Ashwin also bagged one more wicket, and for the first time in the series, we saw them bowling in a tandem for a long spell, and it delivered for the team.
If you see the bowling scorecard as well, you got all the 5 options bowling, and each option, each bowler gave you a wicket. So that just clearly tells you that Ajinkya Rahane rotated his bowlers brilliantly. But here, we have to talk about the Australian batsmen. I mean, what is wrong with Australian batsmen right now? I'm not complaining, but the problem for them is that none of their top order batsmen are scoring runs. Today, Wade was the top scorer with 40, but he took eternity to score those runs. But as much as the credit goes to the Indian bowlers, it has to be said that Australian batting has been below par, or rather rubbish, in this series.
Well, spot on, Abhijit, once again. I think it has more to do with the intent of the batsmen, because if you see all the batsmen who are coming to the pitch to take on the bowlers, they are showing absolutely no intent to score runs. They are more concerned about preserving their wicket, but as it turns out, one ball has their name on it, and they are failing miserably. And not to forget Steve Smith.
Oh yes.
India's biggest demon is Steve Smith, but in this series, Indian bowlers have done a tremendous job to keep the world's best test batsmen at bay, and good for us. India finally.
Steve Smith, well, just for record, has just 12 runs from 4 outings, and he has 1 not out score. So this gives him an average of over 3. I was just joking. We were just joking around while watching the game that someone like Josh Hazelwood, who has an average of 12 runs, can ask Steve Smith, "Hey mate, can I bat at number 4?" What do you think? Apart from the intent, it has to be given to the Indian bowlers as well, because they have not given Aussies anything away. No loose deliveries. They have kept it to the batsmen, and as I said, giving it back to the Aussies, hitting the helmets, their bodies are getting bruised all over the place. You have to be damn accurate, and who accurate than Jasprit Bumrah?
Well, talking about Bumrah, Abhijit, during that last half an hour of play, you can see how Bumrah was thinking. He went round the wicket, bowling to Cameron Green and Patrick Cummins, but he was not just bowling bouncers after bouncers. He was mixing up his lengths. Some of them were Yorkers, some of them were on the head of the batsman, some of them were on the body, but he was also making sure key batsmen have to play those balls.
Yes.
That is very important.
One more important thing which I saw the pattern in, yes, Australia won the Adelaide Test match, but it was more of the India losing it rather than Australia winning that Test match. The wickets, Atishay, Australian wickets, they are falling actually in a heap. if you see today also, between 98 and 99, they lost three wickets.
wickets.
In Adelaide also, we saw they lost wickets in a heap. So the Australia knows that if Manas Labuschagne and Steve Smith aren't scoring, then they are in a
They don't have much
huge
option
trouble, aren't they?
It is, and as the saying goes, if you pick one, the floodgates open,
Yes.
and that is where India is able to tighten the screws on the Australian batting lineup, and luckily for us, India finds itself in an amazing position.
What do you think, Adshay, will be if, in any case, Australia bats well, and we know how well they bat with the lower order? So, what kind of score do you think will challenge India, or do you think that it will be more of India wrapping up the tail very quickly?
I think anything above 100 or 125 is going to be challenging, considering India is going to bat fourth on the wicket. The pitch is going to start getting worse, start throwing tricks here and there, and Mitchell Starc, Pat Cummins, Josh Hazelwood. You should never underestimate that trio, and India would want to make sure that tomorrow, starting day 4, they are able to utilize the first opening 1 hour of the play,
yes,
and maybe restrict Australia within 40 or 50 runs target in the mind.
Well, as in cricket, they say it's not over until it's over, till the time you take the last wicket or till the time you score the last run. All of India will be hoping for an emphatic win in Melbourne, and for the record, if India wins Melbourne Test tomorrow, they will not only level the series but will also give a resounding response to Australia after what transpired in Adelaide. So what do you think about this video? How do you rate Team India's performance on day 3? Are there any suggestions in store for Team India? Do send in your comments and feedback in the section given below. In the meantime, do not forget to subscribe to TV9 News across all social media platforms.